Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today we got a full panel because we got Stacy and we got Chris and we got Kim. We're going to talk about Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes' new limited series on Netflix, True Story. Which I was like, yeah. Kevin Hart playing a comedian from Philadelphia, playing a comedian from Philadelphia. Who is a comedian who got caught up in a sexual scandal. And in this thing, he got caught up in a sexual scandal. I was like, ah, damn, close. Minus the murder in real life. So, a lot of things going on. Maybe it's what he thought.
Stacy giving you that look.
I told Stacy as she was watching it, I said, this is what he wished would have happened. Like, I think somewhere he's like, how do you think you would like to treat your friend that set you up for that sex tape? It's like, I wish I would have killed that motherfucker. How would that would have turned out? Let's make a show about it. And then we work through that. But anyway, let's start with Chris. There's some man shit going on in this limited series. What did you think of this?
Let me just start off by saying I'm not a Kevin Hart fan at all. I really don't find him funny for the stand-up, and even when he does movies, which is usually opposite Dwayne Johnson, I find it very corny as hell. I don't like the whole like, hey, I'm a little guy, hey, blah, blah, look at me. It's just that shit gets old. That being said, can't believe I'm saying this, but I was impressed that he can actually be dramatic. You know what I mean? It's just so I was impressed by that. Even more impressed with Wesley Snipes. Obviously, we know Wesley Snipes' resume, but to see him, like, even from his voice or whatever, like, it was so believable. Like, I really did think that they were brothers. It was so good. I didn't like a lot. Some of the other actors I wasn't too keen on necessarily. Like, I love Billy Zane. It was hard for me to even realize it was Billy Zane playing Ari at first, because the official here, he gained some weight. COVID, COVID ain't no joke, bro. That COVID weight, bro, ain't nothing to sleep on. But overall, I was really impressed. I watched several interviews with both Eric Newson and Kevin Hart when they were talking about doing the movie and talk about doing the show, and how Kevin Hart said he wanted to put elements from his life, and basically what this really was essentially talking about some of the bullshit essentially that people had to go, like a lot of comedians would have to go through on the road. However, Eric Newsom's like, no, you can't just do that. You have to put something dramatic, like something. He's like, okay, and then that's where he joked around, like, okay, fine, we'll put like there's a murder thing in there as well. You know what I mean? But so that's where they kind of joked around about. But but Kevin like made it clear. He's like, yo, I want this dude to be like me, being from Philly. You know what I mean? And stuff. So it's no surprise clearly why it was like that. And that's why even the character itself didn't have a name. It was just known as the Kid. And that was done on purpose, because it wasn't supposed to, essentially it was basically saying, hey, this could just be anyway. You could be looking at himself, Kevin Hart, or you could look at Dave Chappelle, you could look at whoever, essentially. That's why he was just known as the Kid. But overall, I was impressed with someone who's not usually keen on Kevin Hart. I was impressed with certain little plot holes. I was like, really? Like, I was like, okay, certain things that was convenient. I was like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? But whatever, in the sense of like overall, I think they did all right. And so there was a lot more good than negative in this limited series. So I get God, I can't believe I'm saying this about something made by Kevin Hart. What?
All right, you give him a thumbs up. It was a reluctant thumbs up. But I agree. Let's go with Stacy. Well, what did you think?
I'm not a fan either. It was okay. Like, it was a bit predictable for me. And I guess I kind of expected a little bit more comedy, and so I mean, it was okay. I wasn't impressed, but it wasn't bad either.
Would you recommend it to your friends?
if they don't have anything else to do.
It's like the entire King ended. Damn, what to watch now?
Would you recommend this over Queens?
Yes.
Well, then
Okay.
Somebody would recommend this over Queens.
I'm about to say.
Like, damn. It's a tough room. It's a tough room. Kim, what you think?
Yeah, I liked it. One, I love Wesley Snipes, and then Kevin Hart. I'm a semi fan. Like, I like certain things he does, and certain things he's very corny at certain points. But I have like a love-hate relationship with his stand-up. You know, he's like Chris Rock. Chris Rock shouldn't make movies, but his stand-up is superb. Like he does that very well. But Kevin Hart, I've seen him in dramatic roles before. But this one is, to me, the best that he's ever done. Like, I believed everything that was happening. And of course there were plot holes. I figured out that Carlton was the one who set him up in the very beginning. And I think that I don't think that they would believe that people wouldn't figure that out. I just think that they, it was easy to figure that out, but they wanted us to see how how this all happened and how the kid was going to react to it and, stuff like that. So, but I thought it was well put together. They had some plot holes. They had some like, what, Kevin Hart, you're going to kill people. And it was just, that was kind of like, what? But it was still good. I still enjoyed it.
With dead aim, by the way. Dead aim.
Yeah.
See, that's
pop, pop, pop. John Wick style.
That's that bullshit. But
I'm looking at it as he's a thug, okay? And we've seen many movies, Paid in Full, Above the Rim.
You're right.
Deep cover. Yeah. All
you're
these
right,
movies,
and they have great accuracy
like
in that too.
They act like they are marksmen and they shooting people in heads.
You're right.
And all that stuff. I'm sorry, it happens all the time in black gangster movies.
Yeah, Menace to Society.
Menace to Society.
I'm like, he ain't that character. Okay, he is.
It doesn't matter. He's still from Philly, and if for me, he's a thug that was in Philly when he was young, and then he became kid. That's how I looked at it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you saw Thug at the end when he's expertly murdering people. Like, that's because I'm like, before that, he was like, oh my God, I may have a dead woman next to me. I will not check her or anything. I'll let my brother handle that. And he's shitting on himself. I was like, you don't shake this woman. You don't go, hey, bitch, like something.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, why didn't he touch her? I would have touched her. I would have I would be shaking her. I'd be doing all types of stuff, but he didn't do anything.
And basically, she just sat there laying there with her eyes closed because she's fine.
No, her eyes were open.
Like,
her eyes were open.
I was like, you can kiss my ass.
And they were open because if she would have closed her eyes, you would have seen that she wasn't dead.
Right? I'm like, no one really dies with their eyes closed. Like, that's not a thing. Like it's like, I would just,
No, she just kept her eyes open.
Yeah,
and if you remember, Carlton kept kid turned with his back to her.
Yeah.
So if she moved or anything, Kevin wouldn't have known.
He was like, just go in there. But anyway, to your positives, because you always got to be going down the rabbit hole of the plot holes and shit. I love this. I would disagree in the sense of looking at Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. I by far think Kevin Hart is. I think Chris Rock is the best stand-up comedian I've ever seen. Like there's never been a special, right? But his acting is shit. Like he needs to stick to the stand-up, right? To me, Kevin Hart is average when it comes to stand-up. His story, like, there's no joke you could last forever, right? But like his acting has always been solid to me. Like he knows his range and he commits to that. But like Fatherhood was good. Like Fatherhood on Netflix, I was extremely impressed. Like, I mean, like he did comedy. He did a father trying to be a parent, and it was just a story. It wasn't, I just got out of prison and I'm trying to get my life together and my baby mama's on drugs and I was all bullshit. Like, he was just a dad trying to be a father because his wife passed, and I was completely committed to it. And I thought that was a better role to me than this, because basically he's playing himself minus the murder.
And minus the older brother who's like a thug, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, like I don't think his real life brother ain't really all there either. Like, I mean, he's had some issues with that motherfucker too. So I mean, even that was somewhat relative, like, to real life. I mean, not to this extent. But definitely, like, I was like, this, when he killed like Ari, I was like, this makes no sense. Like, because you just took a charger cord and was like,
I'm buying that cord. That cord is so freaking strong. I'm buying that shit.
dude.
You let someone that's like 5'8" to take someone that's like 6'2",
Dude.
like, and that cable was still all right.
Still
That's a
holding
strong ass
on?
cable.
That takes upper body strength. And because looking at people, you cannot judge their strength.
That's
I'm
real
sorry,
talk.
you just can't.
That's
Well,
real.
short people have leverage, so we have a lower center of gravity, and therefore, listen, shut up.
It's true. That is true, though.
Yes.
It was so,
It works out. He does his little chest muscle thingy.
He was so cute to be like, I mean, he was holding on.
It was like watching Marlon
strength
Wayans
he
and
had.
Little Man when he was like all trying to attack people.
He's like, come on.
Or it was like Chucky. It was like watching like Child's Play, like little Chucky, like
yes. I was like, is this Chucky? He was like, hold up, wait, back up. He believed that Aria, whoever, stuck a grown person onto a food cart, walked that body down the hall to the 4th floor, just dropped it. After hearing that story, he was like, I could do that.
It actually has happened in a movie before where they put the body in the cart and rolled it out the building.
Like in a cart that has sides to it that you can.
With the hand coming out. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like I'm like, what?
But
this was when he tried. He was like, this food cart is open on the ends. I'm like, this doesn't even make any kind of logical sense. But the fact he just heard the story, he was like, I'm just gonna kill you right now. I was like, he has not done this before. Like this is amateurish, and this is fear, and he's reacting into fear. Like, I get that. So like fast forward when he shot the 2 Greek brothers, pinpoint precision, and then like with no hesitation, then shot his brother. I was like, I need to know the Delta Force training he went to before, or something. Like I need to know that he had a special set of skills before he became a comedian. And for some reason, he was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the stage because I'm tired of killing people. I was like, I need to know because this made no sense.
That's why his name was the Kid, because he's like Billy. Maybe his name is Billy. Billy the Kid. There you go. Look at Stacey. I saw that.
Herschel? Why did he need Herschel? He's his own security team.
I know, right?
Oh, you can't watch your back all the time.
Apparently you can, because he was chased by 2 murderers. He turned around, shot both of them and his brother, and was like, I'm good.
He knew they were coming.
I was like, Herschel spent the whole thing talking, I got a 5th degree black belt and all this bullshit.
7th degree.
See, I'm sorry, 7th degree black belt. Excuse me. He gets shot in the. Did you see the shoulder? When I saw the arm sling, I was like, motherfucking Stacy. I was like, damn it. I was like, why the arm sling, bro? He should have been in the wheelchair. I would have took that better. He's in the fucking arm sling. He's like, oh, I got shot. I was like, you. Not only do you not get fired, you blackmail your boss for $6 million.
Which makes no sense.
That was crazy. I thought that was crazy.
He killed the other people for blackmailing him. So you decide that, you know what would be a great idea? I'm gonna blackmail him.
Because like, what if Billy was there, we would have had a problem. I'm like, bro, calm your ass the hell down.
Nobody gives a fuck about Billy, bro.
So some damn Billy. I don't know why they had her in this series. I'm like, she was useless to me. That was useless to this whole thing.
It was complete disrespect, bro. Like, how is she the only one not sitting in first class, and the man you're fucking is okay with that? Like, he's like, well, I'll see you when we get off this plane while you go sit and coach, and she still gives the draws to this dude. Like, no,
but that's not his fault. That's not.
I'm about to say that comes with territory.
That's Kid's
bodyguard.
Fault.
He has to
be
there.
No, he should have sold his first class ticket and got 2 coach and enough money for snacks.
Snacks money. Thank you.
Back there with his
That's
girl.
it.
Thank you.
The Hattie way. The Hattie way.
Thank you.
That's right.
Even Hattie knows you upgrade your girl or you stay with your girl so you can still get your girl. Like, she should have been like, if you sitting up first class with Billy with Kid, then you fuck Kid tonight. Because apparently I gotta fuck somebody and coach. I mean, that's dating 101. Ain't no girl gonna give you some draws after some shit like that, bro. I mean, the whole.
Well, maybe. I mean, unless he's hot. See, that's the thing. Remember, they were hiding that too. They were hiding that they were screwing around too.
Yeah, that's true.
They were trying to keep it on the low.
Even more reason she wasn't gonna put up with that shit, dude. Like, I mean, if he would have been like, "Hey, I got some money, I will agree to take," it was disrespect. It was disrespect, bro. Like, I mean, she was.
How they're trying to make it where they're doing it on the low. So. Let's make sure it's not obvious that you're trying to get back there. Because that's the thing. If you're my bodyguard and all of a sudden you want to go on the back, I'm gonna ask like, why? What's back there?
Hey, I'm keeping her
the hell?
safe.
That makes no sense.
They could have did it, bro. For me,
How?
I just think
Sway?
it's not that hard, bro. You can upgrade it. So anyway, I thought that was some bullshit. I thought Todd was going to Carlton's house to kill him. That's what I thought. When he brought over the donuts and the coffee and shit, and he was like, I'm here to protect kid. I thought he was going, I was like, oh, okay.
You thought he was going to poison him?
Something. Like I thought he was going to make an effort because the whole series, he's like, I got to protect kid. Carlton is a liability the whole fucking time. Usually that's the character who's like, whoop. And like, to be like, I had to kill your brother because it was either you or him and I had to save some shit. That's what I thought when he went over there. And that did not happen. So I was like, the Greek brothers.
Would you feel like them taking a break from jumping Ari's brother to like, hey, there's some basketball. Let's play some basketball. The kid, like, I know what they were trying to do, but I'm like, nah, bro, you got pressing matters right now. Like, play out. Like,
I thought that was an alibi though. I thought they were trying to build the alibi.
That was an alibi.
All right. Yeah. Even though Gene came around and fucked that up. Damn, Juice. First Juice messing up in Sons of Anarchy, and now this.
As soon as they dumped that body, I said somebody's watching.
Yes.
But Juice, it didn't.
Come on, I know, right? Juice. Why they always have Juice being like getting his ass whipped? Like, if it's not like is this show where it's like Sons of Anarchy? It's like, damn, not Juice. Don't do it to Juice.
He did well in Luke Cage. He did all right in Luke Cage.
He did better. That's right. He did
well in Luke Cage. But that actor is amazing, bro. Like, I was so
I believe that he was a stalker.
Yeah. I know, but he was like,
wrong with him? Like, was he
special? I thought he was special needs. I thought it was a little bit special needs.
No, have you not? Like, have you never heard the kid?
That's how a lot of those fans have fans that act like that. Like, they they believe everything that the actor says. They follow them around from city to city. They when they talk to them, they're like, "Oh, you talk to me? Oh my god!" Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, do you remember?
That's what Kevin was trying to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. And some of them were that crazy too. Like that girl who killed herself at Paula Abdul's house. She auditioned in American Idol. It came out with, as far as what she was really doing. It was this lady. This lady literally auditioned. She could not sing, but she auditioned for American Idol so she can get closer to Paula Abdul. And then they even show like her audition tapes and everything, right? And then she got Paula's number. I said, hey, I want to see you. Like, are you going to be at this, blah, 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 blah. Paula tried to block the number. Then she found out where she lived. She had to put a restraining order towards her. And then she was so upset. She started making like videos, like really being upset that Paula doesn't want to talk to her. And then eventually, right in front of her house, she killed herself in front of Paula Abdul's house. She killed herself.
Well, then that goes to Gene like sacrificing himself for the thought of kid to be like, and so this is much like Power Book 2, don't make no sense. Like, the Greek brothers heard that their brother went to the Four Seasons, right? Like, that was a fact, right? Mm-hmm. They make no effort to torture the hotel manager to get the footage. I thought they were gonna get the surveillance footage or hack into it or some bullshit. They beat up random ass Gene, but never tie him to the Four Seasons. Like what does he have to do with the Four Seasons? Did he trick my brother into going to the Four Seasons? Like, just to kind of tie these two things together so they know for sure. All they know is that Gene called their brother fat. That was pretty much it. He said, your fat ass brother, and then they murdered him for it. Like, somehow that equaled, you must have killed my brother.
And because he knew details about him. So
he knew he was fat.
I guess, huh?
And he had to watch. And he had to
watch.
He had Ari's watch. Yeah.
He could have got it at a pawn shop. It just seemed
like,
but
he said, but then, well, for one, he basically, I mean, that's the thing, like, he basically at the end was like, oh yeah, I did hear the name. Basically said it was like the first was fat. So that's too much of a coincidence of both the watch and saying he's fat for you not to mention Wesley Snipes' character saying that's your guy. So 3 things lined up to you.
And why would you bring Wesley Snipes, who owes your brother a shitload of money, who probably would like to want to bet? It was just so many things to be like, we need to verify what, like, Carlton just to begin with, because clearly he would be someone that would want Ari out the way. So why are we taking all his word at face value, which doesn't make a lot of
because
sense.
I think he paid him he paid him back. So we're like, okay, we're cool again now. All right.
Well, it's like, where'd you get that money? Like, and then
From the brother. From his brother. His brother. That's why his brother made the thing.
Then they should have figured like, well, maybe the big fish that they got when they stabbed that guy in the neck. All I thought about was power. Like book one. They killed that dude. They stabbed the guy in the neck. He started bleeding. I was like, he said a big fish. I was like, could that be Carlton's brother who's in town? Like, no.
That'll be too convenient. You're talking about the 4 seasons. The 4 seasons, you got it. For one, you have to have money to do even one night of the 4 seasons. So even that could have been basically what you're talking about is that like how many rooms they have 4 seasons. It would that any one of those big fish. That was good for Carlton. Kids like, but damn, awesome. I was like, it was good thing it was 4 seasons and not Hilton. You know what I mean? Because you have to have money to do that. So
that cop. Did you what irritated me when those 2 cops were like, "Hey man, I would let you have that picture, but this is evidence. By the way, could you sign this poster, which is also evidence?" I was like, "What in the?"
I feel like Kevin Hart told them to put that in there. They're like, "Yo, put that they want my autograph in the movie." In the show, yeah.
No, that's that bullshit, bro. That's like that way. And if you got a cop on the pay, remember that cop he called to get old girl's address?
Gus.
Yeah, the friend.
Like when that woman ends up beaten and murdered, shouldn't that cop be like, "I found an address," and she immediately got murdered? Like, there's problems. There's problems in this shit. That somebody should. And if you got a cop on your payroll, why the fuck are you messing around with trying to hide a body by yourself? Like, use the cop to be like, "I need you to help me get some shit from point A to point B." Like, I
don't know. I mean, the guy helped him. That was a kind of the giving him the address was small, but asking him to hide a body, that's huge. Like, that's huge. I don't know if I don't know. We don't know what kind of range this guy was. Was he an honest cop? Was he,
if he's giving
hide the body is way different than giving someone an address.
He's probably a little bit shady. Maybe not murder shady.
Not that shady.
But he's a little. They should have explored that. I just thought the cop would have been used more. It just kind of I was like, this is kind of a thing that can get you out some shit. Oh, I did. And then Gene Fallon was ridiculous. I was like, there's no way in the world they wouldn't have saw Gene in that beat up car that he has, like driving around from place to place. Like they would have saw that. But it was cute.
They would have saw what? Gene following him?
Yes.
No.
When they got stopped by the cops, because the cops were too busy trying to arrest, I guess, drug dealers. Like, they would have saw the car behind. They got out the car, took photos. I'm pretty sure Gene was still behind it. He was.
Sure. Yeah, but you could do one or two things. You could do a couple things. Either you see cops right there. Guess what? You slow, just like you see cops coming behind you. What do? You slow down and kind of let them through. You hope they're not pulling you over. Once you see them keep going, then you kind of slow down. You make sure you don't pass the cops. If I'm someone following Kevin Hart's character, and I see the cops, I'm like, oh shit, I'm a pull back. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean?
And see what
happens. Just wait. You just freaking wait. You turn off your lights and you wait.
Mm-hmm. Simple. He didn't want them to know that he was behind them.
Driveway. That's a simple thing. Like, you would not do that. It's not.
They would
like, I'd be screaming this in horror movies all the time. Like, dude, turn off your lights. Pull into a parking, someone's parking space, like in garages. Like, pull in someone's driveway.
So Gene was also
he basically did what I keep screaming about in horror movies. Like,
but Gene has been stalking this kid for a long time. It's not like he just started this stuff.
Then he would have had a track record of being on the plane and shit. Like, he would have been. They would have already had a restraining order against him if this ain't the first time. Like, it just.
But Kevin didn't view him as dangerous or anything. Remember, he said, "Hey, you're here," and he was.
Yeah, Todd had. It was Todd that wanted to do that. Like, Kevin was like, "Yo, just let him be."
Yeah, just let him leave him alone. Yeah.
Todd, to your point, Todd. To your point, if Kevin Hart's character listened to Todd, none of this shit would ever happen. Like, Todd was the one character to your point, David, that would have made kid fine. You're like, yo, cut off your brother. Cut off your brother. Get rid of the gene. Like,
Todd's food issues never came back to be a thing. I was like, what was the point of that? I don't know why I thought that was going to go somewhere useful, but I'm like, why are we getting into his food issues? But he was like, I like
Billy killing it in Madison Square Garden didn't really.
That didn't happen. I was like, what does that got to do with anything? Billy just at all was just unnecessary. I mean,
I feel like Kevin put that in there to kind of basically be like, well, on the road, sometimes you deal with like young upcoming comedians, one like for example, like that Dave Chappelle documentary I just saw. I didn't notice, but during COVID, was it Michelle Wolf stayed with him and his wife and their kids during COVID, and basically was kind of giving her tips as far as like how to become better comedians. Like when you go in, like you got to have a elegance about it. He's like, let me see what you wrote. Let me see. It's like, nah, this joke sucks. This is good. You know what I mean? But that's what a lot of veteran comics will try to do for upcoming comics and whatnot. And I think that's what he tried to put in the movie. The problem is I didn't care for Billy. It was just a lot of things. I'm like, oh, you want me to care for him? Or you want me to care that Herschel was screwing her? Like, nah, if she would have been a line of fire killer, I'm like, oh, well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like she kept talking about, look at social media. Look all these followers. Like, you know.
I don't know. Let's say, Stacey, what do you think?
Billy was not necessary at all. Carlton taking the phone and not deleting his Instagram account irritated me, because how the brothers just magically see all the videos he had with Kid and be like, oh, maybe it was him. Like,
I don't think, no, it wasn't that. It was in the background. Because remember, Carlton said, oh, I don't know who this guy is. Like, I never met him. And in the background of the video, they see Carlton. That's what it was. It was like, you lied.
And
like,
had
you have
he deleted the Instagram account, it wouldn't be there.
Well, who's Instagram? You talking about Jeans?
Carlton's, yeah. Oh, no,
I thought they saw it on Jeans' Instagram.
It was Jeans.
Oh, yeah. It was on
when
Jeans,
he took Jeans' phone,
he
threw it in the river, delete his Instagram account.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we know that Carlton wasn't the smartest tool in the shit.
Yeah, I don't think Carlton would even. He didn't.
I was going to say
he's not that smart. He wouldn't have thought to do that.
It doesn't make any sense. But then also, Carlton took Ari's phone and was carrying it the whole fucking time with his brother calling,
which was ridiculous. Like, why would
that's
you do
that?
That's
like the point. Like, Kid took Jean's phone. Kid took Jean's phone from the murder scene. I think when the cops were there, I thought it was so it was him, because they brought him there for some fucking reason. To be like, hey, can you verify the body? Like, what? Like, anyway, they brought him there and he took the phone. So it was Carlton took Ari's phone and held it for way too fucking long, because I thought the brothers were gonna trace it to the hotel, and then but that never went anywhere. Huh?
I thought Carlton took, because he took something out
Carlton
of that.
took the phone. Carlton took Jean's phone in the hotel room. He did it behind his back. It was on the dresser. I thought Carlton put his hands in the back like that. And then he grabbed the cell phone and slipped it into his pocket.
So he took Ari's phone, because he had Ari's phone. I know he had Ari's phone. Yep. All right, but we gotta acknowledge why Carlton did it anyway. He was jealous.
Kid took Carlton's phone.
Yeah, no, Kid looked at Carlton's phone. Remember, Carlton got drunk with Kid, and when Kid put him to bed, put Carlton in his bed, his phone was out. So then after he killed Carlton, he took Carlton's phone. Yeah, but he also, the reason why he figured out what happened was because Carlton did the facial recognition. He took Carlton's phone and then opened the phone, and he saw the text coming from Simone. That doesn't work with your eyes closed.
I'm tired.
Oh, it doesn't work with your eyes closed?
It's facial recognition. You gotta have it's your whole face.
The eyes too?
Yeah,
I'm tired of that plot convenience. They did that in Power. They did this show. Like, that's like their thing. Instead of now taking people's fingerprints, now it's like I just swipe the place across your fucking phone, and all of a sudden I got all your secrets and everything. Like, that's really getting on my damn nerve.
Well, that's how you figured out that Simone was alive.
I'm beyond why you think I ain't upgrade my phone? I still got the fingerprint thing. You don't catch me while I'm asleep trying to get access to my phone.
Shit too, be like,
take your finger.
Huh?
Yeah, she can cut off your.
I sleep on my tummy, so I'm gonna feel that thing. So if you try to take,
what is in your phone that's so critical that she can't see it?
Ain't worry. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
inquiring minds want to know.
Let's not do that. Let's not.
It's the principalities. It's the principality. was like, you know,
we're saying as many phones were stolen in this series, none of them really turned out to be anything until
I know, right?
Until kid looked at Carlton's phone. It was interesting how his girlfriend could not immediately text fucking Carlton and go, "Your brother knows." That's it. She's like, "I have to tell you in person. What I have to say cannot be typed to you." Even though I basically much confessed our entire operation on the phone previously, which is how your brother knew in the first place.
That was another thing too. Why was people? Okay, this is the thing. I guess
everybody was hyping up everything. It's like no good. Body
why
don't
do you
fit.
text each other? Like if you know you committed a murder,
yes.
Why are you saying, okay, is he dead? Did you move the body? Did you? Why do you think that when you delete text, they're gone forever? There's a cloud. Even when they deleted Gene, when they got Gene's phone. And they deleted the video.
Yeah,
it's in the cloud. Yeah, it's an Apple phone,
and it's in the recycling bin. And it's like you deleted, but
it takes like 30 days for it to completely get off of the phone.
Did Carlton redeem himself? No.
No.
No,
because he's a horrible person. He was horrible.
Because even at the very end, he was like, "Hey, I can clean this up." It's like, "Hey, I can clean." Like I can. It's like, "I got this. I'll tell the cop." You know, no. No, he didn't. He didn't redeem himself. He tried. In his mind, all he thought was, "Hey, I just need some money." You know what I mean? And you're my brother, and that's how we supposed to do things. We look out for each other. You know what I mean? In his mind, I don't think he wasn't trying to do bad in the sense of logically in his mind. He was like, this nigga got money. It's all good. Like, you know, my brother's always stingy, and it's Todd that keeps getting in our way. For one, so
I thought Carlton
but he is a piece of shit.
Todd. Yes. I thought one of them were going to try to kill the other. Like those two were always going at it, and I thought that was going to come to a conclusion. Right. Like I would have been nice.
Well, if you kill your meal ticket, now Carlton would have tried to kill Kid. That's his meal ticket, so that wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. He wants his money.
Carlton and Todd, like one of them should try to have killed the other because they were the biggest nemesis.
That's true. That's true.
Two. And I thought that's how that was gonna go down. I still thought at the end when Herschel was like, I want $6 million, like Todd, once he left the room, Todd was gonna be like, we'll take care of this kid. Don't even stress this. Like when I say I'm the one that helps you bury the bodies, I mean that shit. like we ain't giving up $6 million or nothing. I say the biggest surprise in this movie for me was Chris Hemsworth. Because I did not see that coming. I was like, what the fuck is Thor doing here?
That was just comedy relief, though.
I was like, oh, shit. I was like, he making all that money. He's like, you don't care, bro. It's like, that's a paycheck. I was like, I thought The Rock would have did it. That's more his go-to dude. Like,
we've already seen, it's enough with those two, okay? Like, I don't want to see them together for a long time.
That's why I like Chris Hemsworth was like, you know what? I'm going to get in on this Kevin Hart thing. I was like, just in case the whole Marvel Thor thing don't work out for me, I can do a couple movies with him. Maybe he was just testing the waters. But I was like, and the height difference, hilarious. He can just carry him on his back. We've seen that before too. But it still would be funny if Thor was carrying Kevin Hart on his back. I would like to see that. I want to talk about unnecessary shit, and that will be Kid banging Big Meech's baby mama. I did not understand the point of that.
Oh, Soraya. Okay.
Oh, I was like, what?
Oh, the reporter.
It did not make sense to me. I'm like, where's this ass going? Like, what is the what? Is she gonna pop him and be like, I'm pregnant, I need $6 million, and he's gonna have to choke her out? Like, is that I thought that was gonna happen. I really did.
I'm like, I'm pregnant. He go, no, you're not.
Oh no! You know what? Monica would have showed up to be like, I'm not sharing this paycheck with nobody because I'm the baby mom in this family, and she's like, kid.
Speaking of which, I did like that aspect of it where they had like her and her like him and his ex. Even though he was a little salty about having the Hall of Famer be the one kind of dating, being with his ex-wife, but I did like for a change that actually showed like someone's ex being like them kind of being cordial, even though at times it's rocky, and that's realistic in a sense. But at least they say, hey, look, I still got love for you. You know, and that's just how it's, you know, it usually goes. Yeah, so you got some people like, yo, you're dirt. I never want to see you again. I'm gonna take the kids away. But nah, the media will have you fool and make it look like that's how every relationship that ends turns out. Nah, man. Sometimes like, yo, y'all on two different pages, and like, yo, I still respect you. I still love you, but we go on two different paths. You know what I mean? And that's what I liked about this. This was, you know, we clearly saw that because
it started off cordial. But when Kid turned into I pay for shit, therefore you will listen to me, and therefore you gotta tell me.
And then he apologized afterwards. Like that happens, dude. That happens. Like, he apologized.
And he was stressed.
In the same conversation, he apologized.
He was stressed.
Mm-hmm.
He was stressed.
Yeah.
I was like, he was an asshole to a lot of people.
He was an asshole. But then he also ended that same phone call where he was an asshole by saying, "I apologize. I'll fly you to New York." Yeah,
I was
just like, you know.
I just felt a lot of that was Kevin Hart. I think a lot of that stuff is like sometimes I treat my ex-wife like shit, but it didn't. I do a whole comedy special about her, but then I say I'm sorry. But I was like, but yeah, it was cool to see the family. I thought the son would be more involved. It was cool. It was cool to see him.
Wait, is that his real life son?
No, I don't. No. Well, I was like, but I thought that it was kind of cool to kind of. What did you think of what happened to the white dude, Will?
What white dude?
Oh, the nigger dude.
Yeah. Oh no, you know that was based off a real. Now that was a true story. Did you see the Breakfast Club interview with Kevin Hart? No, I'm sorry. Today's Show. He said that was based off of what actually happened to him. He said he had someone. I think it was a female in the actual version. He said someone just act like and it wasn't just done in a joking way. It was just more of like, hey, I could just say nigga because you said nigga, but it wasn't just like a white person saying nigga in a song. It was just more like what you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? That's how he was saying it in the actual interview, and he wants like, oh yeah, I wanted to put that situation in the show. You know, so
Stacey, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, what were you saying?
You said it's not like he was saying it in a song. Like, what's the difference between the white people saying a nigga in a song versus just saying it?
Well, no, it wasn't like the song. No, with the way he was saying it, it was like more like he went in his face and said nigga. If a black person came up to me and said nigga like that, I would punch the shit out of him. You know what I mean? That was a confrontational.
Why didn't you say you use it as a term in endearment?
Huh? Oh, of course.
So
no, what I'm saying is he did not even do that. Like even when you hear white people, even the white people trying to be cool, like Chet Hanks, Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son. You know, I'll be like, yo, like when he says, I'm like, gotta be careful, but I don't be like, yo, beat that white boy's ass. You know what I mean? I'll be like, that's just what the culture turned into. Because he's not trying to say it in a vindictive way, even though he shouldn't be saying it. But you could tell he's not trying to say it in a horrible way. Let's just say
he did say it vindictively. Like,
yeah, if you were in the presence, then yeah, that's my point. So when what's your point?
So Stacey? Is it the
there's what I'm saying? There's a difference.
I'm trying to differentiate why it's okay in certain situations and why it's not okay.
Well, technically speaking, let's be real. No one should say nigga if you want to be real, right? But I guess my point is,
like you said, you embrace the word. So
yes, I did. Difference? But there's a lot of bad stuff I've done, just like there's a lot of bad stuff you've done. I
don't embrace the bad
unless you are Jesus Christ yourself. Ain't no one perfect.
I didn't get on this platform and say I.
But I guess my point is
ridiculous shit that I say.
But I guess my point is, he said in interviews that was what he wanted to put in as far as that, like what actually happened to him, and it was because he's because that's the thing. Like when you're in that space, of course, like people going to say from different regions going to say nigga, but. In that instance, it was like, yo, that one was like, nah. It was like, it was a confrontational version, as if he wanted to use the ER and then try to play off like, oh, I didn't say ER. You know what I mean? Nah, bro. I was like I see what you were trying to do. You know what I mean? It's like you weren't just trying to sing a song. You weren't just trying to quote a joke. Nah, you were just like basically trying to call me ER without saying ER and try to cover it up by saying, oh no, I saw the joke. Nah. So that's what Kevin Hart was trying to say, and that's what he was saying in the interviews, and why he put that scene in there. That's but yeah.
I see.
What's up, Dave? What you think, Dave?
No, I see. I thought it was hypocritical. The scene as written, right? Like there's a bigger context of like who could say the N-word. He said, "I said your joke back to you." I quoted your joke to you,
right?
And I lost my job, and I'm like, that is bullshit. Like, if you're a fan, just like Gene said, if I'm a fan and he's a fan, how the fuck are you gonna turn on us like that? Like, if he was truly just, if we, and one thing I did like about this thing, they did not show Kevin Hart on stage. Like I was happy that we did not have to see a stand-up show in this damn series, because that would.
I think that's why I liked it. That's why I like this show, because I was like, I'm not a fan of the stand-up.
Yeah, I was very happy about that they focus on the off stage stuff. But that being said, I'm saying if he truly did a set like that, and this fan just basically told his own joke back to him, and then Herschel wants to whoop his ass for that, then that's some bullshit. And then for him to be like, I mean, so I'm like, that's what I'm saying. That in that specific situation where I'm just saying what you said, if a white person sings an NWA song to Dr. Dre should be like, thank you, I appreciate you appreciate my music, and move the fuck on. Like, you can't be like, this man is a racist because he sang my own song. Like, I think the majority of folks that's in the, like, even Dave Chappelle had even talked about it in one of his specials. Talk about like white people come up to him. He's like, you know, he said, part of me want to be mad, but he said, but now I'm like, yeah, but nigga, you did say it. Like when Dave Chappelle was reciting. So when you're a musician or you're a comedian, you know what will come from it. You know what I mean? So it's, so just like when Kanye did Gold Digger, he even said, he was like, I knew what was going to come from it. I opened it up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So
it was interesting. Anyway, I thought to keep it to the role. There's a story to put it out there. So we all agreed that it would have been interesting to see Charlie Murphy is still alive. Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy do this role. Do you think they could have given it the same level of dramatic seriousness?
Charlie, yes. I don't know about Eddie. Charlie, I could see.
All right. Kim, what do you think?
Oh, Kim, you're on mute. Oh, she realized.
Thank you so much. Anyway, no, for me, I just feel like Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy are so funny. They look at each other and used to crack each other up just looking at each other, because they knew each other's minds, So I don't know. I think it would have been good for them to do it, but not as a dramedy. I think it would have been better as a comedy, and then they would have done like their normal comedy, and they could have had a murder too, but it still was a comedy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think they would have done it good as a comedy, but not as a dramedy. No.
I think it would have felt like Harlem Nights.
Kind of like Harlem Nights, like
that kind of thing, where there's some action, right? But they're still who they are, right? So you got to be laughing, like
exactly, yeah.
There was a height joke they did in this series. I was like, they had to, right? It was something that Kevin.
Cops, they were like, he was beat up, like Gene was beat up, and he's like, yeah, you're a little 5'4" behind, couldn't have done all this.
It was like,
yeah, the cops were kind of joning on him. Yeah,
that shit. I was like, you got to do it, right? I mean, that shit, and the fact that he literally looked up to everyone around him.
That lady was like super tall.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious, bro. He was like, thank you, Todd.
But I also like the fact that he showed that the privilege that stars have. Because when he walked into that room, he didn't know what they were going to ask him. He didn't know. And then when they were like, "Oh, we didn't think you were a suspect. We just wanted to ask you some questions."
He implicated himself.
Yeah.
And they still were like,
you're a, that's. But I think he wanted to show that's how you're treated when you are a certain caliber. That they would never think.
They were like, "Oh, kid," like,
even
though he had a dead body in the van.
They stopped arresting 2 maybe drug dealers. We're like, fuck that. Hey, come here, guys. Let's take a picture together.
That reminded me of Wayne Brady. I thought they were going to do the Wayne Brady thing. It was like, the wife is not going to believe it. That's because they ain't going to know about it, bitch.
I thought, Chris, thank you, Chris. You know what? As crazy as this show was, I would not have put it past them. I would not have put it past them to be like, we got to put a boat in the trunk.
Oh, Wesley, Carlton could have. I thought Carlton was going to do it. When Carlton looked uneasy, I was like, well, Carlton, but like, pop, pop. He's like, is that stick him in the back? Stick him in the back. Huh?
Yeah.
It was too many of them.
Too many?
Yeah.
Too many witnesses, too. I mean, it was kids that were out there, too. It would have been too many witnesses. So
Be like,
yeah.
but I was like, I mean, it's like once kid got to taste the blood, like he was just about to kill anybody. He was like, we got to take Gene out. He was like, he's about to kill this person. To your point of,
and he was scared though too. Like we don't know what we would do if this situation was us. He was working off of pure adrenaline. Like I am scared of what's going to happen. So
when he saw that video and he just went out on stage, I was like, this is so good. He was like, oh,
he was frozen.
He's like, fuck,
I was like, I'm like, that was so classic. And also like, we've seen it before, but it was done well when he was like, can I get a few minutes to see this? He's like, no, man, you got to get on stage right now. He's like, shit. He has so much control, but then he doesn't. Yeah. Right. Like at one moment he could destroy a hotel room and they just finish it to be like, hello, sir, is there anything else you need? But then like his life is not his own. People are making like everyone's making decisions for him that he has to respond to.
Right.
You know, like, I don't want this photo shoot. Yes, you do. Shit. You got to be at the sound check right now. Damn it.
You gotta make a wish. You gotta make a wish thing. You know, you got
that was cold, man. I was like,
when you saw that kid, I was like, I hate, let me tell you why that was a good scene, but I hated it. Because it as part of me made me actually like Kevin Hart. I was like, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
It reminded me of Chadwick Boseman when he said he did that with Black Panther. Like, remember? And he was like, I just want, like, they live long enough to see it. And I was like, oh shit. Yeah. I was like, that was
Ryan Reynolds did that too. Ryan Reynolds, like, he came in costume.
Yeah, he did.
He gave people like an advanced look, and he said, hey, I felt like when I didn't know if he got that from Ryan Reynolds when he told a kid right before he died. When the first Deadpool says, hey, keep a secret, but we're going to do a Deadpool 2. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, did he? I was like, you know, but he was like, did he go and say like, hey, we're doing an anti-verse sequel?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That being said, who would have not guessed it? You made $1 billion a superhero movie with Chris Hemsworth. Like, yes, there's going to be a sequel.
It's going to be a part 2, bro.
Yeah, it'll be a part 2. You know?
He's like,
I wanted that kid to be like, yeah, no shit. Like, I wanted the kid.
He said, like, I like Chris better.
I like Chris better. Thor.
He should have wrote a line to be like, I like Thor better. To be honest,
I like when you were the sidekick. Like, sidekick. So what? No, nigga.
He's like, where's the Rock? He's like, where's the Rock? Damn it.
Where's the Rock? Yeah. Where's Ice Cube? Where's Ice Cube?
You do better with Ice Cube. I was like, I'm glad Ice Cube was not in this movie. Or that was good for him to be like, I gotta do something different than everybody else. That was it. All right. So, Stacey, anything else for this series?
Nope.
All right. How about Chris? Anything else for you?
I thought it was for the most part good casting. I didn't like that the Greek brothers were the like your stereotypical Greek, you know, they had nothing to really add to it. I know they tried to put some narco stuff in it because, you know, at one point I guess the writer of Narcos did a couple episodes. But getting Wesley Snipes was a good move. You're right. I don't think Eddie and Charlie wouldn't have been able to do it. I also don't think Chris Rock and his brother Tony Rock would have been able to do it either.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Huh?
I'll completely forget about Tony.
Yeah, I know, right? A lot of people do, unfortunately.
So everybody else does too.
I know, right? They were like, "Oh yeah, you are, yeah." You know,
no, let's not do that.
But overall, okay, Kevin Hart, you finally get a thumbs up from me, finally. You know what I mean? You know, and he appreciates it's not no soul plane, okay? It's no soul plane. All right.
But don't be like that. No, I would call that's one of his movies. I see your point. Kim, any closing remarks?
No, I mean I enjoyed it. It kept me interested. And like I said, I like Kevin Hart enough to be impressed by this performance. And I'm just happy Wesley Snipes is still doing movies.
Me too.
That are good movies. Because, you know, in the last couple of years, he's been doing some really sucky movies, you know, because I guess because, you know, when you get out of prison, he has to make money, right?
They all do, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he really had to make that money. Yeah, pay back, some IRS.
Around, bro. IRS does not fuck around.
Yeah. He needs to be featured in Blade. He needs to get that Disney money.
He get that Marvel money.
He good. He good.
But I think but even if he does the Blade, the new Blade, it's gonna be like a cameo. I mean, he's not gonna make that. Right. So but it would be nice to see that because Blade is one of my favorite movies that Wesley Snipes did, other than what was it, New Jack City.
New Jack shit. Yo, Black don't crack though. Look, like I'm looking at David's background, yo. Dude's like almost like 60 years old. Like, you know what I mean?
59.
Yeah, Wesley's looking good, man. He's looking good for basically 60-year-old essentially.
Yeah,
It looks like he has a facelift or something. It looks weird.
Maybe a little bit.
It's something's off about his face.
It's like because it's like he's gaunt.
Why you say that?
Because his face is gaunt.
It's
very gaunt.
Something going on.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
that's
droopy. Prison.
Like
that's
it looks droopy. Like that's what I'm saying.
Because he's 59, you got to remember your skin
starts
starts
to grow
to
a
sag.
beard. If he grows a beard.
Oh yeah, to your point, if he had like a little bit of a thing, that might have helped. Yeah. When has Wesley ever done that though? When has Wesley ever really grown out facial hair though? I'm trying to think.
When
he had like a little.
When?
Yeah.
He had facial hair when he was Blade.
He's
always really had facial
Oh, that's right.
hair.
You know, his little mustache. Yeah, the mustache ain't gonna make him look. It's not gonna help the droopiness. But
maybe
a beard.
A beard.
Yeah, a beard would.
It would be fine.
Yeah. So his neck and face, you can see it. You can see.
Yeah, you can see his age. You can see and that's odd because he's dark skinned, but his face is kind of sagging and.
Black does crack.
What was that? Was that a requirement for Kevin Hart? And be like, yo, my brother got to be another darkness ass motherfucker. Like, would you think was his Snipes'
because
first
he knew
pick?
if he was light skinned, then David would have a whole monologue about.
Well, we know Lauren London, she was light skinned. Kevin was dark skinned. What do you say about that, David?
I was about to say, I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to bring it up. I said,
I thought that was cool. Let me tell you why. Because Lauren London, right? Like she was doing a lot of movies and whatnot. After the death of like Nipsey, of her boo thing, of Nipsey Hussle and whatnot, a lot of people wanted to see her get back, like kind of be like, yo, and I thought this was awesome seeing her.
A whole show that she don't even be on.
Yeah, she has a
what show? She's on a show.
Yeah, she's
playing. She was on the first episode, and then she ran off.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
It's this year.
A few.
Oh, this year. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it happened.
It's not even her. Big Meech's baby mama. She was in there, light skin. Fucking the girl who set up Carlton's girlfriend, also light skin. Like they made sure like these dark
Billy's light skin
had light skinned women. I'm just saying, like as we saw with Lovecraft Country, with boy. I mean, it's consistent. It's not personal.
They were not on that shade. No. Now she was a red bone. That Lovecraft Country, that's red bone right there. So they ain't on the same level, dude.
It's on the same level.
That's on the same level.
Yes. Like
so Daphne. So you saw Daphne and you were thinking Lovecraft Country. You know what I mean?
I was thinking they got dark skinned dude, and they would cast her like the only one relatively dark and thick woman on that movie was the makeup artist you saw at the end of it that was helping Kevin Hart, and I was like, oh shit, look at her. I was like, well, I was saying, but the women that actually got penis, you know what I'm saying? Like I would say we're like lighter. I'm saying, or hint at penis. Anyway, Billy's story went nowhere. Yes, I think the mentor thing was bad, but also like, why was she there? Like, I felt they could have did better with the mentor thing. Him trying to help her out, but I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, he had the purpose of writing that character in. It just wasn't developed. Yeah, it just wasn't developed
because they had to. It was like they had to take away from that story in order to continue the whole, story of him being blackmailed and all this, stuff, and him getting out of it. So it took away from the storyline with Billy.
I was gonna say, to your point, we seen a lot more Jean than we saw of her. We
did, and I didn't want to see Gene anymore. To be honest with you, I wanted
so
Carlton.
Good,
I wanted Carlton to take him out and it be done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking like, where Herschel at? Herschel kill him.
Look,
but that's the thing. Herschel wasn't that type of bodyguard, though.
Yeah, he was more of his boy from the Philly around the way. That was just like his Philly from around the way boy, like type.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. He was like, he was no type of bodyguard, bro. I was very.
When they had that fight upstairs, I did like the fact that he didn't go upstairs. Like he's like, hey, what? He said, where's
that's right.
Where's the keys? He's like, he's with his brother, and he's like, look. I was like, it's like, ooh, is Herschel gonna see they fighting? He did see them fighting. He was like, man, you got to stick. You got to keep up with your right, man.
I'm happy Carlton won that fight because they would have gave us some bullshit. That kid beat up Wesley Snipes. Like, you can kiss my ass.
You know what though? I guarantee you, Wesley, because Wesley got Wesley Snipes got a little bit of an ego. He was like, there ain't no way.
A lot of ego.
Huh? I guess
That's
my
a lot
point is
of
like
you.
He's got a huge.
I wouldn't
ego.
be. I guess my point is I would not be surprised in the original scripts. It was Kevin Hart overcoming him, and Wesley was like, "Oh, you better get the fuck out of here!" Like
That would have
like,
been unbelievable,
it
though.
was like he's like he ain't whooping
I
my
mean,
ass.
this is Wesley Snipes and Kevin Hart.
Hey,
Like,
so was fucking Billy Zane. So was Ari. Fucking like I was like, this is ridiculous.
but
He's
he got. If you really look at the way that Ari was on the couch, he was in a vulnerable position. Like Kevin
Well, not only
Hart.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Will, that's the white dude's name, Will.
Yeah.
I
Todd?
thought the white dude was gonna get his cord back. I kind of wanted.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of wanted him to get that cord back.
That guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
oh shit, is there DNA on this shit? Like he kept on talking about
Is
the
this
cord.
skin? Is this
I
dead
thought-
skin?
It smells like nigga.
But you know what? They
Okay.
showed the cord when they were doing the whole police thing.
Yes.
They showed the cord. And I was like, this is gonna go somewhere. And
I
went
did
nowhere.
too. I did
It went-
too.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, God damn
It
it. I
went
was like, the
nowhere.
phones didn't go anywhere.
Well, yeah,
The cord
because-
didn't go anywhere. I
Yeah.
was like,
Well, I mean, I would imagine after that, like, I mean, I don't know why they left it out as long as they did, but I would imagine they then disposed of it. But to your point, they zoomed in on it, and that's what made me
Yes.
think like you that like
This
it was going to go somewhere.
I thought someone was gonna the police would take it, find DNA.
Yes.
Right,
Kevin
right. They were
Hart's
like, oh,
DNA.
he's been choked out, and then it was like a
Somebody-
small cake.
Nobody wore gloves. Nobody. They were touching everything.
oh,
And then the hotel sheets to wrap the body that you dumped.
Yes. They did.
Oh, yeah.
They touched every phone, every cord, every door. They touched everything. The same thing happened in Power Book too. Like, why is what's his name? Tariq, he touches everything. Stop touching stuff. Like,
no, fuck it. Kevin Hart touched at least two, if not all three guns when he murdered those two dudes and then used that dude's
Yes!
gun to murder his brother. I'm like, in the fuck is who's gonna believe that anyway? Hey, come
Who's
on,
gonna believe
Dexter.
what?
This is some basic Dexter shit. Like,
Well,
okay,
what?
let's see if I got this straight. Your brother shot these dudes in the head after they shot him in the chest, or he got shot in the chest and then shot both of these dudes in the head
Yeah,
point blank.
I think
range?
that's. Well, no, didn't he say, or maybe he told Herschel that they shot him and he shot both of them. But I think he told Don Lemon something different.
They were gonna say
He told Don
that
Lemon
the
something.
trajectory of the bullet, he couldn't have done it because he's too short.
That's right. Remember,
Oh, there you go.
remember fucking Tariq was too short to commit his own murder.
Not only that, like the cops are worried about getting an autograph from him. So by the way, that's nothing that bothers me. For the longest time, every time they kept staying in the hotel, they looked like they overstayed their welcome in that hotel. At one point in the beginning, they were like, hey, I know you're checking out, but can we hurry up and clean the room? It seemed, I guess they moved to different rooms, but it seemed like they were still in the same room.
They were in the same room.
they were.
But didn't the bellhop or the guy in the front desk say, like, I know
Your party's
your
leaving?
son- like didn't he say, hey, can we send somebody upstairs to clean the room? Because they
Well,
made
I
it seem
think-
like they were checking out.
No, I think it's like
No,
just
just
like
to
refreshing
clean
the
it.
room.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
just-
just okay.
Because I'm pretty sure he put on once he started murdering people, I'm pretty sure he put up the non-disturb sign to be like, I gotta clean this shit up.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to go to the front desk and be like, you know what, we're going to extend our stay for like another 2 weeks or so.
I know, right? Until he's like, we gotta get
Yo,
out of
everything
Philadelphia.
goes away.
We
Yeah.
cannot be
That's
wrapped up
all.
in bodies.
Todd wanted to get the hell out of there because
Yes.
he knew that when Carlton's around, Kid is gonna get in trouble or something's
Yes.
gonna happen. I mean,
Yes.
even Kid was just out of rehab, and what brother do you know? You just came out of rehab. You going through a divorce, and you're the big brother, and you give him alcohol. Oh, let's do shots.
Yeah,
What
see,
type of shitty brother are you?
see,
Like,
I was like, you knew it from jump. Like this was not going well. You know what I'm saying? And but anyway, I just thought
I wasn't surprised that Wesley Snipes allowed that to happen. I was more surprised that the cop friend allowed that to happen. You know what I mean? I know they all grew up with each other in Philly or whatnot.
but
yeah.
I don't know if those guys knew that Kevin Hart
This
Oh,
guy
it was
was
sober.
yeah.
Yeah.
it was sober. I think that they didn't know, but Carlton knew, and Kevin said it to him. He said,
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't really want to do this, man. But
No,
I
that was
think
smart. That was
Kevin
smart for Wesley
showing-
Snipes. That was smart because you get them drunk, you get them passed out, and it'd be
Yeah,
like, hey, you
that's
don't
why he
remember
did
what
it.
happened. That's what.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what it was.
And overall,
yeah, that
said
was a ploy. That was to get him
Mhm.
drunk,
yeah.
Yep.
so he don't remember what happened to the lady that's dead next to him.
I think
That was probably the one smart thing he did.
I think he doped him too. I think he might have doped him.
Yep.
And that should have been part when she was trying to tell what happened. They kind of showed that to be like, we can be very clear, like how this didn't work out. She's like, I just laid there. But anyway, we all do that. Terry called it like I stepped in episode 3. She was like, I bet you they setting them up. I was like, really? I was like, all right, let's go back to the beginning. But she's like, she saw it. That's what she said. They need to do better writing.
I saw from the trailer. So if you rewatch the trailer, so in the moment I first saw the trailer before the show, they kept playing smiling faces. And then the part where it says, beware of the handshake. And then he's shaking, he's like, hey, what's up, see? Like, and he's shaking his brother's hand. I'm like, okay, so is this show about his brother betraying him? And then so the entire time I'm thinking that, and then when she's like, wake up dead, and to your point that he didn't get the check and he kept grabbing him, I was like, okay, something's wrong. And then Kevin Hart happened to be asleep when they moved the body the whole time and it's taken care of. I was like, I already, at that point, I was like, yo, something flag on the play. So I was, from that very beginning, I was like, bruh.
Shady.
Something
the first episode, I knew that Carlton did it because when Todd and them were talking about how Carlton always wants money and stuff like that, and he's not good for his brother, I was like, something's gonna happen. Carlton's gonna do something to his brother.
For me, it was a trailer. It was before that. It was the trailer. The trailer kind of revealed without actually really revealing. It was like this nigga about to betray Kevin Hart.
I think the paraweight lady said the same thing. Like it was better to watch this without the trailer, so you weren't. Because I didn't know. I ain't watching the trailers. Like,
that's what it was.
You're not spoiled off of this.
Because trailers are horrible now. Trailers give you the entire movie.
It's like Marvel. They just straight lie to you in the trailers. They just make up.
I know, right? They throw some
it's
false stuff.
like you can watch all you want. You can break it down all you want. It's not even the movie. Like we hired a whole. Team
I'll tell you about the new Spider-Man thing. I'll tell you that offline about the Spider-Man.
All right, we gotta get that. We gotta get that later. All right.
Hawkeye.
So, all right.
Don't forget.
Wrap this shit up. All right, I gotta go hang up Christmas decorations. I think Terry's already done everything. I don't want to feel like I'm not part of Christmas spirit. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Love you. Man, I'm tired. Hawkeye. We gotta do Hawkeye tomorrow. Hawkeye. So Stacey, let's do Sacrifice episode 2 on Tuesday, if you're available.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Chris, we'll do Hawkeye tomorrow. We'll see who was available. Probably just you, me, and Stephanie, whatever. Yeah. But we'll see how that goes. It's not much. So it won't take that long. All right, Kim, you have a great week. We will see you next week. Chris, I'll see you next week. All right, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for joining. We appreciate you. If you're new, please like, share, and subscribe. We are getting up there. We will respond to the comments as best as we can, as fast as I can, I guess. And if you guys more stuff to watch, put it in the comments. We may or may not get to it. You know what I'm saying? We got jobs. But we'll make an effort. I'm probably lying. Anyway, see